Alright guys, we are ready to rock and roll. I don't know if I was clear with why I have this in. When I hook the water hose up to the pressure washer, I pull the tips out and I let the water run probably sometimes for a good minute or two just to make sure that I've got all the air out. And I'd say I probably need to do that with the water hose, but I always hook it up and run all the water out of the whole system. But when you're running that without a tip in it, it'll pull from your downstream, and you don't want to be running 50-50 in somebody's yard without it getting diluted down, or wasting your chemical out there just to get air bubbles out. So I can come over here, cut that off, run the water, not be pulling any cleaner, any mix, and then when I'm ready to go, just come back over here, open it back up. So I got that fixed. It's pulling good. That one's pulling good. I have my water line for the water hose. I showed you that the other day. Pressure washer's running good. Here is my clean out. And what I wanted to do here was come off this with an elbow and have that come this way. But every time I tightened it up, the elbow would end up like that. So I skipped that. I don't like all this extra space, and I'm probably gonna cut this and pull it back a little bit. I'll probably cut some off this and cut some off that. But it's cold today. I don't want to be out here any more longer than I have to be. But pump's good. Got the strainer. Got my valve opened and closed. I got my flush valve for the pump without having to pull anything out of the tank. I got the new 200-foot hose, pressure hose. I got the new 200-foot pressure hose on here. All right, we got our ends. The way I run my hose reel, if you hadn't seen in the other videos, is I run the plug on this side. So it's a little easier to pull this way than I have to try to pull it and go that way when that gets a little stuck on there. So I run my plug like that, and then I run females. My other hose I'm gonna have will have the plug on it so I can connect the two, and I'll show you that. Guys, one thing I've noticed on this hose reel is you have this piece here, and I know it's a guard, but you have it, and I end up cutting some of it down here to allow room, but I could not get that to go on with that on there, so I just took it off to give me some clearance. So I mean, I could do everything I needed to, but this wouldn't go on because this was in a bind. So if you get that, just take it off, make sure there's no rough edges, there's nothing here that's going to hurt anything. That's smooth, it's smooth, and with that on, it gives you just what you need. Tell you what, guys, you see these big things here, I know they are protectors, but I'm really seriously thinking about cutting that off and putting a connector on like I did the other one because it's so small. But got 100 foot there, 100 extra foot today. That's plumbed in. That's good to go, and we're ready for the season. So that's my time for the day, and we'll see you next time. Well, you say everything's always ready to go, but this is always a work in progress. I think when you're working, you can always find ways to do things better. So I had this valve sitting here, had my pull line here, my rinse line here, and the hose just stayed in this area. Well, I still leave this area full because when I'm landscaping, I have the blower, the gas cans. I'm trying not to mess that up. So and then that's where I put my drums when I go get bleach. So what I'm gonna do, and I mean, you think this is so simple, why I didn't think about this before, but This is gonna mount up here right underneath actually underneath my plate. So I'll have one coming in from the left side, which will be my suction. It'll go down here to the cam lock, and then my rinse will be out here, and it'll be up out of the way. See, this makes so much more sense. I have my drain tube coming, or I got the on here on the left. It's pulling from the pump. This is my rinse line. I go down and get one of those clips, like for a broom, and put here and clip that in. That's going to be out of the way for when I put anything in here. I don't have to worry about that. That's still where I need it, and I mean, it's right here. All I got to do is pull it off, bam, put it back on, bam. So can't get much easier than that. So yeah, I said everything's good to go, and then I get out here messing with it one time and I already find something I want to change. So if anything else, I may end up cutting this one shorter, but I'm just going to run it like that for now and see how that goes. So every time you think something is I did Kaizen when I worked in a plant, which is continuous movement or continuous improvement, and I loved it. So I'm always trying to find a better way and a quicker way, a more efficient way to do things. So that's how I got this on here, and yeah, it's gonna make my life easier.